I have to let you know personally, because I know he's a huge fan of yours, about me sneaking bootleg VHS tapes of UFC 1, just so, because we weren't allowed to watch this stuff, just because that's how underground it was, just to get to watch you fight, sir. And how awesome is it? And when you think about how far this sport has come to where we're doing black tie charity events for sufferers from PTSD, how amazing is that?
Well, it's awesome when you mix the two, because it's all about fighting for something, right, and keeping it up. But you think back early in the day, you had to go back into the section where it was, MA. It was a mature audiences, because you couldn't find these fights. They had them in the back, so it was hearing those stories all the time about how people had to run and grab those and pirate them and be able to watch them, and then to see where it is today, and then have it partner up with helping veterans and stuff like that. Man, this is just an awesome thing.
Can you talk about what Ken means to you? Again, one of the awesome things about Smash Global is you get to honor some of your heroes. Can you talk about this?
This is the first guy right here,
yeah.
UFC 1. I mean, I watched UFC 1 with my dad. I was 12 years old. And I still remember watching him, because I'm a wrestler. I grew up as a wrestler. So seeing the shoe fighter go in and take Gracie down, and just, it was literally everything for me. I know he didn't win that fight, but that's okay. Jiu-Jitsu was like ahead of the time. But he was a savage. He's the guy that you'd be scared to fight. He's the guy that I'd be scared to fight. Because he was just relentless and ruthless. And they don't really make him like that anymore. Because I have a friend, his name is Rick Slayton, trained with you. We trained together back at Arena. He always talked about you. And he'd always talk to me about the way you guys trained at Lion's Den back in the day, and how guys now would quit if they had to train like that. Because they literally fucked each other up all the time. Because these guys were savages. They were ahead of the time. And the sport's evolved so much, it's just a different game now.
Now, can you talk about the first time you get into the ring, almost inventing the sport of MMA? Now when you look at it, a lot of the guys are homogenous. They very much wear the same outfits. They all have stand-up style and jiu-jitsu style. But the first time you get in there, you don't know what to expect. These guys come from all these different disciplines. What was that first experience like?
Well, it was an adrenaline rush, because, man, you have to think about when you're walking into this cage. The only time you ever saw anything like this was in movies, and people were actually getting killed, right? So it was almost this thing when you're walking in there. Nobody ever seen this. Nobody ever felt this before. So walking in there, and literally it was no rules, no time limit, and anything goes. No, guys were getting kicked in the head. The only way that you could stop a fight is if the corner guy threw in the towel. The referee couldn't stop it. In fact, there was really no referee there. They weren't doing anything. So it was really two guys walk in and one guy walks out, and that was as real as it can get.
Very true.
I remember when you came out to Hawaii for TJ's Super Brawl, and when those fights we still had to throw in the towel thing, and people would be on the side of the ring saying, man, somebody's got to throw in the towel, and two fighters would be in there just like, no, not yet, not yet. Guy didn't even know which way to walk, and that was like really the essence of the sport. Also, when you guys came out, when you brought the whole Lions Den out to Hawaii with you, and everyone was so cool and sort of brought this kind of class around the sport. Yeah, which is
well, just having that team commitment, showing people that, fighting is a team sport. And before the Lions Den came out, people just thought it was this individual sport. And as we know today, it takes a whole team to get someone ready to prepared to fight. And it's the same thing when we talk about military and guys coming together. They're overseas and they're doing their job and protecting our freedom. They work together as a team. And then when they come back home, some guys come back a little bit worse for wear, and you have to bring a team around them to be able to make sure that they can get back here and get acclimated. And that's what's so beautiful about events like this, is that you have people that are a part of the team wanting to get these guys back into the groove.
Can you talk about that? Because he's right when he talks about the teamwork. You talked about camaraderie when it comes to Smash for Troops. And not only the camaraderie with the people that you're training with, but also the hundreds of philanthropists that are in this room tonight that are donating thousands of dollars to help nonprofits like Smash for Troops.
It's funny because fighting is the same way. Like, I don't actually miss fighting. I miss the brotherhood of fighting. I miss going to practice and punching each other in the face and laughing about it after. There's like this, that's the itch that I miss. And I know veterans, they're built on brotherhood, and that's part of their PTSD. They come back, they don't have that brotherhood anymore. They have no outlets either, and they're not taught to be entrepreneurs or business leaders, so they're not exactly sure where they fit as civilians.
Awesome. We have, you're being honored tonight, sir, and James Toney. How incredible is that you're going to be up there and when you look at all the other people, when you talk about some of the people that we've already honored before, when you had Charlie Hunnam before, and it's slipping my mind right now.
Mel?
Yeah, we had Mel Gibson,
Yeah.
obviously, and just
Chuck Liddell,
Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
The list goes on, and just to be able to see that when these guys approach me, and it was just an honor for me for these guys to think of me and want to put me up there and honor me, and especially on a stage like this, where I'm really sitting in an opportunity here where I got to live a lifestyle. I got to get in the ring and fight and do the things that I love doing because of the people protecting our freedom and giving us the right to be able to choose what it is we want to do. So to be able to have that in one night with the idea of honoring the veterans and being honored at the same time is just, it's amazing.
Well, an incredible night is coming up, guys. I don't know if we've ever done one as great as this. This is Smash Global 9 right here in Hollywood, California. Awesome. Let's get another photo.